Have you ever wondered what it would be like if we found an alien artifact, and if you were the person that unlocked the secrets of it, and realized that all you had to do was very simple childlike puzzles where you match shapes and colors and noises?
What do I get, though? Like, I just find this alien thing and I see that it has puzzles and...
You have to figure out how to get to the puzzles first because you're a scientist and that's your entire job. But, like, what do these aliens think of us? How stupid do they think we are, you know?
Well, if they had intergalactic travel, they probably think we're pretty dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. But it's still, I find it insulting to my humanity, you know?
Yeah, humans are pretty dumb. Have you met humans?
That's a good point. I guess they are pretty dumb. Hey guys, I'm Crypto Spook.
And I'm Moriarty.
And today we are bringing you Form for HTC Vive. It is a super cool game where alien artifacts are here and you have to solve the puzzles inside them to unlock the secrets.
I've seen a lot about this game from other people. A lot of people talk about it, make it look and sound really neat. So I was very excited to see this come into the email.
It was really fun. I had a great time. It's a puzzle-solving game, but the puzzles were awesome, and I feel like they really did a good job exploring the VR play space, and perhaps expanding the VR play space and changing what a puzzle game can be. There's a number of things in this game that were unique to this game.
Such as?
Such as using, thought bubbles and the way they brought you into the universe and made you experience things. It felt totally unique. At the same time, it's very graphically intensive, so you gotta make sure you got a pretty beefy PC to play this. But in its truest sense, it's a puzzle game. So the idea is to make your way through the puzzles, and it's really, really a deep experience, or at least it can be. Like, the way that some of these puzzles pull out and stuff like that, and you just experience this stuff in the virtual reality dimension, which is really hard, complex to explain to people, because if you haven't tried it, you don't know what I'm talking about. But, this feels like when you pulled Wheatley's core out in the VR Are You Ready demo, you know?
Yes, it does. In fact, that's exactly what it reminded me of when I saw the thing come out. The droid section, or what? I don't remember what they call it. You can pull his eye out and he explodes into all of the pieces, and you can see it in that exploded view. Still, this looks really neat.
It is neat, and the amount of puzzles is huge.
And from what I've been told, there is actually a story.
There is a story. So you're a scientist, and your job is to figure out what this obelisk is that I guess you found on Earth or in space and brought back to Earth, and it's transmitting some type of resonant frequency. So your job is to unlock the secret and try and get into it. The problem is that it makes people sick. So this is a game about memories, and it messes with your memories and makes you experience things in a different way as your in-game character. My only problem with the game is that it's too short.
How long did it take you to beat?
It's about an hour playthrough if you take your time.
An hour? That's not enough. Especially considering this game is $20.
Yeah, that's true, but when the game ended, I felt like there was more to the game. I was very surprised when it actually ended.
I don't know, this looks neat to me. I would try this out, absolutely, in a heartbeat. This looks great.
It was so much fun. I really enjoyed this. Everything felt really, really well polished and well designed. The amount of polish on this game is something that I expect to see in every VR game, and am usually left sorely disappointed. Everything felt like it clicked and snapped where it was supposed to click and snap. I mean, there was a couple little very small misses here and there, but that's totally fine. They got all the engagement and interaction points on all of the puzzles really well put. You didn't feel like you were reaching through something to grab it. The controller design was just perfect, and the different puzzles felt fun. They felt fun to interact with, and the haptic feedback was key to making all of this work so well.
They look very natural as well, which I think is something that you don't see a lot in puzzle games. Typically, when you see a puzzle game, the puzzles themselves are forced. This is here so that there is a puzzle, but when you see the next step of the puzzle, it's a natural and obvious, organic even, extension of the last puzzle, which helps you move through it, and you feel like you're actually doing something and getting somewhere. I like that. I think that's a really neat and important part. It's sort of like in Portal, right? Which everybody, you kind of have to talk about Portal when you're talking about puzzle games, because it made the puzzle genre much more viable, and it's really the gold standard for puzzle games today. Portal, what it did so well, it moved you through everything organically. It would teach you a little bit here, teach you a little bit there. The next puzzle would build on the previous puzzle. You'd go through one part and you'd say, oh, okay, well, I see very clearly what this is going to do and how I'm going to do it from there and what's going to happen. I think that's really neat. I think that's very cool.
And a lot of that in Portal is because of the way the game was built. The Portal concept was actually designed by college students for a final project, and a Valve developer walked in and said, hey, this is a really neat project. Why don't you bring it over to Valve?
Robin Wright, the developer of Team Fortress 2, had seen them at their school career fair type of thing, where they show off all of the new games that they're making at that particular school. He saw it and he said, hey, why don't you guys give me a call sometime and I'll help you out. And it was called Narbuncular something. I can't remember what it was. Narbuncular Rift or Narbuncular Irons or whatever.
I remember they made this really obscure name for search engine optimization.
For search engine optimization, yeah. So then they call Robin Wright up, who again is the developer who created Team Fortress 2, and he's worked on a couple other games for Valve as well. They say, hey, we want to make this a little bit better. And he says, hey, why don't you come down to Valve and, you can see how we do things. And they go down there. They're setting up this presentation to show off what they're doing and see if they can't get some advice and thoughts on how to make it better. And in walks Gabe Newell, and he sits down. He watches the presentation for a few minutes, and of course they're incredibly nervous, and stops them in the middle of their presentation and says, I've seen enough. And they think, oh, wow, we've just done bad, and Gabe Newell thinks our game is crap. But he says, no, I've seen enough. You guys are hired.
Which is just really inspiring and kind of makes you want to become a programmer. Anyway, back to this game. This game is incredibly immersive. Everything about it seemed to be designed perfectly. I can't say enough about how much the team that made this game did an excellent job. The soundscape was completely immersive. I felt like I was in this world, and I enjoyed every minute that I spent in it. And all the puzzles were super fun. Like, it was cool. It was so cool. I can't talk about how much I liked this game enough. And even at $20 for a 1-hour experience, I feel like there's got to be more to this game, and maybe they're going to be releasing more. I hope that is the case.
I haven't heard anything from the developers, and the developers haven't released any information about updates to the game that are additions. I know that they've done some optimization and improvements and performance stuff, and I realize that the game is brand new, so...
It's 10 days old, so we can't really hope too much yet.
I have a difficult time saying I'm going to pay $20 for 1 hour. I get that it's fun, and it looks like fun, and it looks like a lot of fun. It looks very, very cool, and it looks well polished. What kind of replayability is there? I don't think there's a lot, because once you've completed a puzzle, you know how to complete the puzzle, and there's not a whole lot there. There's not any story that you can unlock extra, so it's a one-time game. You're playing it for 1 hour for $20. I think that some people will find that to be perfectly fine. I think that'll be a good value for them, and they'll say, you know what, that's worth it to me. I will pay $20 for a badass experience. And this really does look like a badass experience. But at the same time, it just feels a little lacking to me. I don't know that I could pay $20 for a one-time 1 hour experience.
I see what you're saying, and you do have a good point, but there are some games that it is worth it to do that. And there's a lot of games that I've bought in the past for $60 that I didn't play for an hour. So I feel like the $20 price tag for this game is justified with the amount of level polish and enjoyment I got out of it. Now, I would just like to see more more of the game. And maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll add some more bonus levels. I can't say it's a must-play game at $20, but I can say that I have not seen anything remotely as well done as this game for this price. A lot of developers would charge a lot more money than this.
And that's fair. It does, again, it looks really cool, and I'm excited to jump in and complete it all myself. You gotta admit, there is no replayability.
So there's no replayability. We have established the fact that there's no replayability to this game. That does not mean that the game is not worth it. Okay, guys, so that's Form. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Do you think that an incredibly well-polished game can be worth the money, even if it's a short play experience?
If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it.
Don't forget to check out our Hello Juniper giveaway. We've got over 140 games that we want you to take. Just take these games, please. They're great. You'll enjoy them. They're codes. Just go on the website, click on whichever game you want, and then like, comment, subscribe on any video. You'll get points just to win these games. You're going to win something. Go ahead and check it out.
Don't forget to subscribe, check out the Patreon, and if you like this video, do us a favor, turn that thumb downstairs blue. It really helps us out, and as always,
we'll see you on the next one.